Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another recap of The Bachelor in Paradise. Today we're going to be talking about Season 9, Episode 4. This is the 4th week, so let's get started. The episode opens up with Sam, who hasn't gone to the bathroom in 9 days, going on to 10. She talked to a doctor and he told her that, if she didn't go by sunrise, she would have to leave. So she wakes up that morning, it's dawn, and it's about 50 minutes until that deadline happens. But nothing has happened. She got up, drank some stuff, walked around the beach, but nothing. And she is bummed out because she doesn't want to go. And the connection that she had formed with Aaron had been pretty great. She does go talk to Aaron a little bit later, and then the doctor comes down. She goes to talk to the doctor. So then, because everyone is really invested in this, she gathers everyone and tells them that because nothing has happened, she's going to have to leave them. The worst part is Aaron, because he was so nice to her and they did connect. They were both very sad when they had to say goodbye. They hugged it out. Something sort of told me that maybe this isn't going to be the last time we see her. Maybe she'll surprise us later. I'm not too sure about that, but maybe. But she's gone. But let's move forward. People are chilling. Some couples have formed. It's a new day. Peter and Olivia are really getting to know each other and they're really liking each other. Poor Brayden is feeling a little gloomy because of the whole cat and the disrespect that she, displayed towards him. But Kat, in the meantime, is cuddling with Tanner. She's over the moon with him. But Brayden has a feeling that it's only gonna, take another man or just anything for that relationship to crumble. So a man comes down, John Henry. He said that he was from Charity season, but I don't really remember him. I don't know, it's been too many shows. But poor Ahmed was so nervous as all can be. I can relate to that. He was feeling very anxious. He came down with a date card, and just like last week, some of the men were pretty nervous seeing him. And once he tells them that he has a date card, who does he pull? Kat to talk. But it wasn't really sort of like anything. He was just pretty much talking to her for her to fill him in on some of the stuff. There really wasn't anything there. But then he pulls Kaylee to the side because Kaylee is who he was really wanting to meet. That was his first choice. When he talks to Kaylee, he tells her, I just wanted to come down for you. You were my first pick. And she's in awe. And when he asks her about Avan, she says, well, it's very new. I would totally go on a date with you. Like, she literally put herself out there like that. But then the conversation that stood out for me was when John Henry talked to Olivia. Considering this was the very first time they had ever even seen each other, they had a lot of chemistry that first conversation. So John Henry's decision is Olivia. But she first wants to talk to Peter, as any respectful person would. So her and Peter talk, and he's definitely nervous, and he's not for it, but he tells her that, she can definitely go explore things. And even though I did want her to go with John Henry to this date, I like that Peter told her, I personally, for my selfish reasons, don't want you to go. And that's only because it lets her know that he's into her, but she still decides to go on the date anyway. So they get off and going to this date. They first go to a spa thing for couples where they have to take their clothes off. Not everything, just like the tops. And as they sit on this bed, they break it. It was hilarious. But they continue to put on face masks, scrub their faces with rocks and tools. And nevertheless, they had a great time. And she begins to massage him, and then he begins to massage her, and it got real physical real quick. and they were totally into it. He then puts on a big helmet, which is what he uses for his job. So even that, like that little thing right there, shows that he's trying to tell her about himself, wants her to get to know him. And they talk, and he's been working very, very hard for 7 years, so that's why he hasn't really had time to date, but he's now ready to do so and to find his partner. You know what? This season, there's been a lot of great first dates, but I think this one might have been the best. I mean, the chemistry was undeniable. They went to the pool and they kissed. Meanwhile, at the beach, guys are playing football, then they have some lunch. Eliza and Aaron are doing great. They seem pretty solid. We then have another man come down, John from Charity Season, with a date card. He talks to Mercedes, who she herself is sort of in a little triangle with Will and Tyler. Then he pulls Eliza. She's very nice and easy to talk to, so it's no surprise that he wants to take Eliza on this date. She's flattered and pulls Aaron to the side to chat with him. Although I don't like Aaron, I did feel bad for him. He tells her straight up, I don't want you to go on this date, like at all, because he's all in. He doesn't see himself with anyone other than her. And I just feel like this was a repeat from last year. But she uses last summer precisely as an excuse for her reasoning to accept to go on this date. So it was a little bit later, like now nighttime, and they got ready, and oh my gosh, Eliza was stunning. I don't blame John B for wanting to ask her out, but I didn't really see any chemistry between them. And as I said in episode 1, I think Eliza's the type of girl who would fall in love with whatever guy is on site, to be honest. But they have this day, again, no real chemistry. They were just talking, and then they kissed. Aaron was at the beach nearly in tears, but in this day, a mariachi comes to serenade them, and they dance, which that would be my dream date. But I don't know. But to his defense, he's pretty smooth. I will say the beach was kind of doing that thing that they sort of do when they make someone feel guilty for going on the date. But Olivia and John Henry come back from their date, and they were, they came in kissing before they walked in, holding hands. Olivia was over the stars and the moon. Bad news for Peter. So she has to go talk to Peter. But Olivia has this glow from the date that is all over her, and you just can't deny it. And it's sort of awkward when she talks to him, right? Because what do you say? He says that he really likes her and that he would still like to talk to her, and she's just like, okay, After that, she then goes to change, talks to John Henry, but then Peter pulls her back again to go talk, and he's determined to kiss her. It was the most awkward kiss. Not the kiss itself, but the situation, the context, the way that he went about it. You can tell that she definitely didn't want to do it, but they did it anyway. And while they were doing it, it did sort of seem like they were enjoying it, but I don't think she wanted to do that at all. John Henry was looking over them, so she's now officially in a triangle. Feels like she's being messy, perhaps unintentionally, but still. And I have a feeling that her not wanting to hurt Peter is going to somehow ruin her relationship with John Henry. I hope that's not the case, but that's what it seems like. I do want to point out that Kaylee and Avan were talking, and Kaylee said to him, no one who ever comes here will ever get in the way between us or get me away from you. And I was just like, that sounds like a very different tune than what you were saying when John Henry came down. But anyway, Wells the bartender calls everyone together because there's never enough drama on these shows. He has this big red box where everyone is going to write notes, thoughts, comments, concerns, critiques, everything anonymously. So this is going to get interesting. But before they get into that, Sean feels like he's tried, but he has zero connection with Rachel. So he says it's now or never. He goes and shoots his shot with Jess. He pulls her to the side. He kept trying to use Taylor Swift to get into her, but he does tell her that he hasn't wanted to overstep on anyone's toes, so this is why he hasn't done this sooner. But that is sort of the whole point of the show. And she appreciates him doing this. They've had one conversation, just one really, towards the beginning. but he is friend zoned in like a second. All of his self-esteem like left and wandered on into the ocean that moment. I felt so embarrassed for him, secondhand embarrassment. But yeah, she pretty much said no. She kind of said that she's open to explore things, just not with him. I was like, damn. The guys were all watching from above. Blake was getting pretty angry. Brayden says, you know what, Sean is an idiot. He has a chance with Rachel, who was great, and his dumbass is over there missing out. So this sparks something in Brayden. He goes and talks to Rachel, and he tells him, hey, how are you and Sean? Because he just pulled Jess, and he has been telling us that he's only with you because you're into him, and he doesn't want to, hurt you. Now, this is the way you stir the pot effectively, but because Rachel got so mad, and she said that she's embarrassed, so she gets up with such tenacity and goes to Sean. She says, why are you saying that you are only with me because I like you and not because you don't like me, and that we're struggling? She's been having fun trying and has also wanted to, try to get some sparks going. But now she's in a bad position, she feels like. She was pissed. He says, well, after talking to Jess, I want to commit to you. And I was like, man, that is not the right thing to say in this moment. He kept digging a hole like bigger and bigger for himself. She says, I need a second. So she walks away. So then this becomes a big group thing because Rachel goes with the guys and says, what else has he been saying about me? But Sean goes with Aaron, who was his friend. So Rachel says, I just told you I needed a minute. Why are you here? And he says, do you want me to go and sit by myself in the beach? It was hilarious. Eliza and John came back from their date, and Eliza went to go talk to Aaron. Aaron said that he felt triggered, he felt denied, but she says, don't feel like that because I thought about you this entire time. So that was a huge weight lifted out of his shoulders. And like I said, I feel no connection with her and John, and with her saying this to Aaron, I think John is out of the picture. But meanwhile, Rachel is still going off in full drama queen Rachel style. I'm embarrassed. How dare he say that I'm so into him? But here's the thing. Sean feels like he was backstabbed by Brayden. So he pulls Brayden to the side and says, why would you do that? Why would you say that? What did you even say? And Brayden gives him a little bit of a watered down version, but still pretty much the truth. And Sean says, even if it wasn't that bad, why would you even bring that up to her? He feels hurt. And he says, when Kat left you, I was there to support you. Like, we squashed our old beef. Like, that was over with. And, like, there's a bro code. Like, you broke that. And he gets up and leaves. And you can tell that Brayden actually felt bad. Because he wasn't combative. He wasn't trying to argue. He just stood there and said... He really didn't say anything. But then the weirdest thing happened. They then transitioned into the next morning. And then, like, a half a second later, they skipped right to the night ceremony. It was weird. But anyways, it's not the rose ceremony time. So Jesse comes down and he gives an update about Sam, that she still hasn't gone to the restroom. But before the rose ceremony, they're gonna open up that little truth box. So Wells begins by, coming up with a few silly ones. But then the white Aaron is kind of over it, so he gets it and smashes it and starts to read them out loud. One of them said, Kat played Brayden. Another said, Tanner needs to watch out from Kat. Another one said, Kat is not really looking out for Jess, she's looking out for herself. So it was a Let's Drag Kat session, and I was here for it. I loved every moment of it. Now, it was interesting that 2 notes actually said that Rachel and Brayden should make out. So I guess this kind of inspires Brayden to pull Rachel to the side, and they begin to make out. And oh my gosh, they were eating each other's faces. They were so into that. But Kat is having a freak out. She's talking to Tanner and says, I can't believe that these messy people would try to get in the middle of us, trying to make me be the villain. And Tanner says, well, you know what? Brayden did tell me to watch out for you. And she's getting pretty concerned because this man, Tanner, literally says, when I have so many people telling me the same thing over and over again, it does raise some concerns. So Kat is going around trying to change people's opinions about her. She goes up to Aaron and basically puts all the blame on him because he's the one who was reading the notes. And she was so closed off, screaming at her confessional, freaking out. It was giving single white female, cussing out Aaron, acting like a 4-year-old brat. But other people are still trying to connect and talk, but since there is 12 men and 7 women, 5 guys are going to leave. And it most likely is going to be Sean and Aaron. And they're just talking about it, about how their time is over. You know, Sam left for Aaron, and Sean pretty much has no chance with anyone. So they really see no way out of this. But then, in that precise moment, another woman comes down. So she's going to save one guy. We don't know if it'll be one of these 2 or one of the other 3, but she's going to save one guy. Now, who is this woman? We don't know because the episode ended cutting her face off. And that was that for this episode. Next week, it looks like there's going to be much, much more drama. Kat is going to have a complete meltdown. She's going to go unhinged. I can't wait for that. But what did y'all think about this episode? My questions for y'all is, do you think that Brayden did backstab Sean since they were friends and were trying to mend things? What do you think about Eliza and Aaron? Do you think they will survive? And what did you think about John Henry coming down for Olivia? Let me know in the comments. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. You have a great one. Bye.